More training can actually make you worse. Here's why. You might be training 3, 4, maybe 5 times a week and still not improving or feeling stuck, or wondering why other players are getting ahead of you. And for the most part, it's probably not because of your lack of training, it's how you're training. A lot of the times, players think they're doing it right. They're getting all the extra reps in, they're going to club trainings, they're doing a few individuals, you might be doing some stuff in your own time, and the equation can seem pretty simple. Do more training, get better. But here's what's actually happening. Every time you train, you're training the same movements. And if they're incorrect, that compounds, and over time you build really poor habits. Let me give an example. When you attack the ring off a dribble and finish with a straight arm rather than an extended arm, the likelihood of you getting rejected is way higher than what it would be if it's extended. Now, every rep that you do like this is going to make it worse because repetition doesn't make perfect, it makes permanence. And if you're doing hundreds of reps like this every week, it's not going to make you better. It's just going to build bad habits that are going to show up in games. And a lot of times you have to be honest with yourself and ask yourself, have I been training, or do I think that I've been training and I have not seeing any improvement, or I'm not seeing a big improvement? Because that doesn't really have anything to do with talent. It just has something to do with structure and correct training. No one's actually correcting or fixing the errors. Ironically, most players think the answer is more. More training, more reps, more sessions, more everything. But more of the wrong training just further enforces those poor habits. So instead of asking yourself, how much more training should I do? Sometimes you have to ask yourself, am I training correctly? If you really want to get better, here's what's needed. Feedback while you train, someone actually watching your details, someone correcting you in real time, and structure so you know what you're working on. Drills are great, but just running through drills repetitively without coaching or correction isn't going to help. And you don't necessarily need a coach. You can film your sessions back, rewatch it, take a look at what's working, what's not, and self-correct. But if you want to accelerate your learning, then having a coach definitely helps. When I work with athletes, I don't really care how hard they're working at the start. I'm looking at their habits when it comes to footwork, control, decision-making, all those kinds of things. And most of the time, players aren't far off. It's just that they've been repeating the same kind of mistakes for months or years prior, and then you fix 1 or 2 things, and suddenly you feel more in control, the game opens up, time goes a little bit slower, you make better decisions, and then you end up having more of a game impact. So if you're serious about getting better, stop thinking about how much training you're doing and start thinking about how you're actually training. Because more training isn't necessarily better, and you might be putting in all this work, but not necessarily getting the results that you want. If you want an environment where you get real-time feedback, you get the clarity in terms of understanding what and why you're working on something, and you get held accountable, then get in touch, because that's exactly what we work on.